Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, March 3rd. A cold morning here in the I-95 corridor. Low temperatures last night dropped to between about 20 and 25 degrees in most locations. It'll stay cold today and clouds will increase as moisture streams eastward from the Ohio Valley towards the Mid-Atlantic region. An initial low pressure area will move across Ohio later today and tonight, and then weaken and transfer its energy to a rapidly developing storm tomorrow along the Mid-Atlantic coastline. That storm will intensify rapidly into quite a strong storm as it pulls northeastward off the East Coast. Accumulating snow is likely in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City overnight tonight into the morning on Friday, in time for the Friday morning commute. Could be slippery in spots because of this expected snowfall. Any shift in the Friday storm system off the Mid-Atlantic coastline to the north and west could increase accumulations. Right now it looks like that will not happen, but it certainly is still a close call in terms of getting into a more serious snow event on Friday. But right now a coating to up to 3 inches or so in the D.C., Philly metro regions in the overnight hours and during the morning on Friday. There is another snow event possible Saturday night into early Sunday as a clipper system drops southeastwards from the northern plains across the Ohio Valley into the Mid-Atlantic region. That could actually produce some additional accumulation Saturday night into early Sunday, and then it's off to the races next week. Beginning Monday, it'll be noticeably milder, probably 60 degrees by Tuesday and perhaps 70 degrees or higher later next week. A major warm-up is coming next week following one and perhaps two snow events here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's go through the GFS forecast maps for both events. This initial event tonight and Friday morning, and then the Clipper event over the weekend. This is all using last night's 0Z GFS model run. This is the forecast map for early this afternoon. High pressure situated over southeastern Canada and the northern plains. Just a very cold air mass for this time of the year, anchored by these high pressure systems. We of course had strong northwest winds yesterday that flooded the area with an influx of cold air, and it will remain well below normal today. High temperatures probably in the mid to upper 30s in most locations this afternoon. Sunshine this morning will give way to clouds. Moisture creeping eastward by early this afternoon across the Ohio Valley. Let's now jump ahead another 6 hours. And here's the forecast map for early tonight around 7, 8 o'clock this evening. Moisture already showing up on the doorstep of the D.C. metro region. A little bit of a low pressure area here over the Ohio Valley with a second area starting to form over the southeastern part of the country. Again, this low pressure area will spread some moisture across Pennsylvania into New Jersey in the overnight hours. This storm down here will then end up being the major storm on Friday as it moves off the Mid-Atlantic coastline. Here's the forecast map for later on tonight, shortly after midnight. Again, still an anchoring high pressure system here, anchoring that cold air mass in place. Moisture now spread all the way into New York City, all the way throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. Now, it certainly can start as a mix of rain and snow, especially in the D.C. metro region. But if it does start as a mixture, it should change over to snow within a couple of hours, most likely in the form of all snow in Philadelphia and New York City and points to the north and west. Certainly can be a little bit of mixing of rain at times south and east of I-95 during this event. So at this time, shortly after midnight, it looks like it's snowing up and down the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. Now here's the forecast map for tomorrow morning. Again, slippery conditions quite likely in the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philly to New York City in time for the Friday morning commute. By this time, low pressure starting to intensify rapidly off the Mid-Atlantic coastline. Pretty much all gone in terms of the reflection of that Ohio Valley low. It dissipates, transfers its energy. Notice here heavier precipitation amounts put out by the GFS model to about this position. That's about the northwest extent of the heavier precipitation field right into the D.C. metro region, right near Philadelphia and just to the south of New York City. Again, any shift in this to the north and west could bring some more accumulations in addition to the coating to 3 inches expected. A shift to the north and west could increase those amounts, especially during the morning and midday hours on Friday. Well, here's the forecast map for early tomorrow afternoon. Strong storm here. This will produce some strong winds off the coast, perhaps even up to hurricane force off the coastline here during the midday and afternoon hours on Friday. Notice strong easterly fetch of air coming into the New York City and southern part of New England. That certainly can help to produce some snowfall tomorrow. It'll be cold enough in the upper part of the atmosphere for snow, but certainly a moist flow coming off the ocean should raise the chances for some snow accumulations, even in New York City and southern New England. Snow still falling here, but it's starting to wrap up here in the D.C. and Philly metro regions. Certainly should wind down during the afternoon hours on Friday. Well, here's the forecast map for tomorrow evening, early Friday evening. By this time, a very healthy looking storm system well off the East Coast by this time. All the snowfall has ended in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Again, it should generally wind down during the afternoon hours. Again, right now, expecting anywhere from a coating to up to 3 inches or so in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. A slight shift in this expected storm track on Friday to the north and west could increase those totals. Notice here the second system right behind here by tomorrow evening. This is a very healthy looking clipper system dropping out of Canada into the northern plains. This is again the forecast map for Friday evening, and now we'll focus in on the clipper event that comes into the Mid-Atlantic region Saturday night and early Sunday. Well, now we've jumped ahead to early Saturday afternoon. The first event over with some accumulating snow Thursday night and Friday, especially Friday morning. Here is the Saturday afternoon forecast map. That clipper system dropping across the Great Lakes from the northern plains, a typical clipper type system which moves quickly from the northwest to the southeast. Moisture starting to stream in towards the D.C. metro region by this time. Let's now jump ahead another 6 hours. And here's the forecast map for early Saturday evening, 0Z. Again, all of this from last night's GFS model run. That clipper system puts low pressure area into the Ohio Valley and moisture, most likely in the form of snow here, moving into D.C. So it certainly looks like this clipper will hold together and produce at least some snow shower activity, perhaps even a period of steadier snow Saturday night into early Sunday. Let's jump ahead another 6 hours. And here's the forecast map for late Saturday night, shortly after midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Pretty widespread area here showing up on last night's GFS model run of snow or snow shower activity associated with that clipper system. Again, could even be some additional small accumulations from this clipper system Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Let's now jump ahead another 6 hours. And here we go. This is the forecast map for Sunday morning. Now notice this time kind of an inverted trough right here cutting up across the Delmarva Peninsula into the southern part of New Jersey, and the clipper system actually starts to dump a little bit more in the way of precipitation, and this will have to be watched. There certainly can be a decent amount of snow falling early Sunday morning, especially in places like the Delmarva Peninsula, southern New Jersey. So again, a second snow event possible Saturday night, early Sunday in the I-95 corridor region between D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City. That second system could have some accumulations with it on top of what falls tonight, Thursday night into Friday, especially Friday morning here in the I-95 corridor. Once this clipper passes by, we're off to the races. A major warm-up next week. We should reach 60 degrees by Tuesday, 70 plus degrees possible later next week. This could be winter's last gasp with these two potential snow events tonight into Friday, and then Saturday night, early Sunday, with that second clipper system coming from the northern plains to the mid-Atlantic region. Major warm-up comes next week. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist